واللي فجر زمزم والعيش ما يلزم إن كان به لله.
I wanted to just highlight one ayah and I'm done. It'll just take 5 minutes or less. That is Dhul Qarnayn, the last story. Allah gave him a unique combination. What did I tell you? What was the combination Allah gave him? Power and guidance. Unique. And what he says about his power, resources, atba'a sababa. He followed every resource to the maximum. He used every single resource. Today Muslims are confused. If you really have iman in Allah, then you don't worry about dunya. If you really had iman in Allah, then we don't need resources. We don't need, Muslim believers don't need money. We don't need power. We don't need education. These are not the solution. Allah is the solution. Just remember Allah and everything will be solved. Wait, hold on a second. If the problems of those people will only be solved by dua, why are they asking Dhul Qarnayn for help? Why is Quran telling us that he did what he should have been doing? And he builds this massive wall made up of layers, Zubar al-Hadid, you know, حتى إذا سأوى بين الصدفين قال انفخوا حتى إذا جعله نارا قال آتوني يفرغ عليه قطرة. There's an entire engineering process mentioned. Like Allah doesn't just say he built a wall, Allah described the engineering of the wall, which is a very worldly thing. It's a material thing. Nowadays you have the weak mentality of the Muslims. They say either you are people of akhirah, of iman, of Allah, or you are people of dunya. You can't have both. You can't. You have to have one or the other. Dhul Qarnayn is building something using dunya. And he can't build it if he doesn't understand engineering. And you don't study engineering when you're doing dhikr. You study engineering when you're studying metal, when you're studying construction. He understands these, and he's understanding human resource management and governance. These are worldly things. But he understands something. He understands that Allah put us on this earth to do the best we can for others using the resources of this earth. He understands that. مَا مَكَّنِّي فِيهِ خَيْرٌ. The power Allah has given me is for good. It's good stuff. You know, you guys can we pay you something? He goes, no, Allah is taking care of me. Allah has given me quite a few resources. Use the resources Allah has given you, but don't become like the gardener, because the gardener also had resources, you remember? But what was his problem? The attitude was wrong. If you compare his attitude to Dhul Qarnayn, his attitude is very clear. He says, when he builds the entire wall, he doesn't say, this is dunya, this is fitna. No. He says, هَذَا رَحْمَةٌ مِّن رَبِّي. This is a loving mercy from my master. He doesn't say, this is my greatest accomplishment. This is why I will win the election next year. He looks at it, he did it with his own hands, but he realizes, even though I can see my hands, I always believe in the invisible hand of Allah that allowed me to get here. So his concluding speech is, this is actually not from me. The effort came from me, the results came from Allah. My job on this earth is to exhaust myself in effort. And then Allah will give, and Allah gave this wall. And this wall, Allah describes, Ya'juj and Ma'juj can't even scale it. It's amazing, but he realizes at the end of all of that engineering, all of that work, he says, but I should tell you guys something. As he's standing by the wall, you know, when you build something like that, you say, this shall stand tall for generations, and it will be a mark of our victory, and blah, blah, blah. You give this victory speech. He says, فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ رَبِّي جَعَلَهُ دَكَّا وَكَانَ وَعْدُ رَبِّي حَقًّا. Such an awesome speech. He goes, when Allah's promise comes, this wall will be crushed. These poor people spent years building this wall. Finally it's done. And the speech says, one day Allah's promise will come and this wall will be what? Crushed. Ekiyah. Like, why did we do all this work then? If this world is going to be destroyed anyway, why put so much effort in? This is another part of the weakness of the Muslim mind sometimes, when they're far from Quran. Why should I make all the effort? Why should I do all this work, akhi? This dunya is temporary. We're going to go from here. Why don't you give that khutbah to Dhul Qarnayn? Because before he bothers to build a wall, you should just tell him, listen, Allah's promise will come and the wall will be gone. Don't build. Allah wants you to build in this world, take care of yourself, take care of others in this world, but know that one day it will come to an end. This is the same logic that says, Akhi, one day you're going to die. Why are you eating? Just die now. You know, the deen of Allah wants us to take advantage of this world, just like you take advantage for yourself every day. Every single day you eat, and you eat what you like to eat. You eat good food, and you thank Allah for it. The same applies to the world and what we build around the world. We're supposed to put good effort to make things better in the world around us. وَاسْتَعْمَرَكُمْ فِيهَا, Allah says. He wanted you to build more in this world. You know, this is not a negation of our iman in the akhirah. This is actually an acknowledgement of the ni'mah Allah has given us. So may Allah Azza wa Jal make us of the people who get the best out of this dunya and the best out of the akhirah. And don't forget either one. لا تنسى نصيبك من الدنيا. Don't forget your portion from the dunya. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. It's the balance between both of these things. So may Allah keep us from becoming people only of the akhirah or people only of the dunya. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us the balance that Allah's book has taught us so beautifully.